What do you want your relationship to look like in this new decade? Today, I'm going to share with you 10 things that you need to stop doing in the year 2020 to help improve your relationship. Hi there, I'm Alicia Taverner, licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm the owner of Rancho Counseling, where we help couples improve their communication, their connection, their intimacy, and their trust. Welcome back to my channel. So number 10 is stop putting social media before your partner. I know this seems kind of obvious. However, you guys, I don't know how many couples I work with this year who have all brought up the same thing. My partner spends more time on their cell phone than they do talking to me. That is a really sucky place to be when you feel like this device that your partner has in their hand is more important, more attractive, more fun, more amusing than you. And maybe it's not. But when you spend more time looking at your cell phone than you do your partner, that's the impression that they get. So in 2020, what I recommend is carving out some cell phone free time that you and your partner both agree on. Agree on a 15-minute check-in at the end of the day that's screen-free. You can agree on dinners that are screen-free. In my house, dinners are always screen-free. My kids know they're not allowed to have any devices at the table. We're not allowed to watch football. My husband always tries to fight me on that, but it's really just a time for us to reconnect, recharge, have conversations, and have FaceTime in real life. So make your partner a priority. Put your cell phone down. Number 9 is stop giving the silent treatment. I know, you get upset, you get mad, you walk away, but John Gottman actually calls this stonewalling. That's because you're actually creating a wall between you and your partner when you start to ignore them and not participate in communication. When an argument gets too intense or you feel like you just can't think, then ask for a timeout. That's so much different than giving your partner the silent treatment. The silent treatment creates this chasm between you and your partner. They start to make meaning of that silence between you, and typically it's never good. So stop giving the silent treatment. Ask for a timeout. Let them know that you're going to revisit the conversation after you've calmed down. Number 8 is stop criticizing your partner. I get it. You get frustrated with them and it becomes really easy to make these comments about their character and their personality. However, it's really, really damaging. When you start to attack your partner verbally, it causes a lot of damage to the relationship. Your partner can internalize that and it makes them feel really shitty. So instead, take a pause, ask yourself, where is this need for me to criticize my partner really coming from? Am I upset that they're not helping around the house? Am I upset because they promised that we were going to go on a date and that just didn't happen? What is it that's really under your need to criticize your partner? Take a pause, figure it out, and then ask for what you need. Number 7 is stop becoming defensive when you and your partner get into a conflict. You're going to fight, there's going to be conflict. It's just a part of being in a long-term relationship. But when your partner brings up an issue or a conflict, getting defensive only prolongs the argument, number 1, but number 2, it gets you nowhere. When you start to make up excuses or reasons why something happened, rather than just thinking about it, internalizing it, and taking responsibility, your fight is going to be much less effective. So instead of becoming defensive, think about what your partner is saying. Take a breath. Internalize it and ask yourself, is this something that I'm really doing? Is this something that I need to apologize for? And if so, go ahead and do that. Number 6 is stop shying away from deep conversation. In long-term relationships, people start to have logistical communication. They talk about where they're going, when they're going to be home, who's picking up the kids, what time dinner is, all of that stuff. And sometimes they even misconstrue that for quality communication. It's not. When you're busy, it's really easy to keep things on the surface. However, the foundation of a really strong and happy relationship is your love maps, which is knowing your partner's inner world. And in order to do that, you have to have conversations and communication with depth. I get that it can feel really vulnerable sometimes. However, in order to have true intimacy in your relationship, you really have to open up and be vulnerable with your partner. Number 5 is stop expecting your partner to read your mind. I seriously hear this way too often in sessions with clients. Well, he should know what I'm thinking. We've been married for 15 years. Or she should know that I'm going to react that way. We've only been married for 20 years. You guys, it doesn't matter how long you've been married. The things that you want today might be different from the things that you want yesterday or the day before. And so you have to adjust accordingly. Expecting your partner to read your mind is always going to set them up for failure. So be open, be clear, and ask for what it is that you need from your partner. Number 4 is stop putting off dates with your partner. I get it. You have scheduling issues, there's work, there's childcare, there's family obligations, all of that stuff can easily get in the way. However, we leave work and we do what we need to do to get to places like dentist appointments, doctor's appointments, things that we don't even want to do. The most important appointment that you have in your life is with your partner. So get creative. It doesn't have to necessarily be dinner out on a Friday night. A date can be a Saturday or a Sunday morning coffee. It can be an afternoon hike. It can be lunch in the middle of a workday when your kids are at school or in childcare. Think outside the box and make dating your partner a priority this coming year. Number 3 is stop prioritizing your job and your kids over your relationship. I work with so many couples who tell me that the reason they're in therapy is because they really want to keep their family together. But guess what? Without the couple, there's no family. If you divorce, your kids will split their time between you and your partner, and the family is no longer together. So spending all of that time and money and energy prioritizing kids' sports and all of the activities that they're involved in, school, is not a waste of time. I'm not saying to stop doing those things, but you have to focus on your relationship and prioritize it higher than spending time doing all of those activities for your kids. If you're not spending time with your partner, your relationship is going to suffer. The number 1 response I get is we talk about making changes. Every time there's an argument, we agree that we're going to do things differently the next time. Number 2 is stop doing more of the same. When couples step into my office for the first time, one of the questions that I generally ask them is, what have you guys done either individually or as a couple to try and navigate and change some of the issues in your relationship so that it didn't get to this point? The resounding response is, well, we talk about it, we try and change our behaviors, but eventually things kind of keep going back. And it's just like this merry-go-round. So stop doing more of the same, guys. In order to create lasting change, you have to do something that you haven't done before. And that brings me to my number 1 thing that you need to stop doing in 2020 to improve your relationship, which is stop putting off couples counseling. So make 2020 your year. Stop putting it off. Pick up the phone, call a therapist, make an appointment. Stop doing more of the same and start creating lasting change. It's really not that scary, I promise, guys. I hope you found these tips helpful. I want to hear from you though. Drop in the comments, what is one of the things that stands out that you're going to commit to stop doing in 2020 in order to improve your relationship? I want to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new uploads, and hit the little bell button. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Happy New Year, guys. I'm wishing you all of the health, prosperity, and really good relationships in this next decade. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.